What's up guys? Coach Sean here. So after my first few videos, I got quite a few requests to do some quarantine cooking related videos. So here, I got 10 pounds of chicken thighs that I bought from Costco, and I'm gonna show you guys everything you can make with this. Everything from homemade chicken broth to the most delicious chicken fried skins to the greatest thing that you're not using in your kitchen, Schmaltz. Stick around to find out. So we're going to begin with that 10-pound pack of chicken thighs. I was so excited because Costco has been out of this for a while and I couldn't believe I got my hands on a pack. Might have been the last one. Anyways, this is how I break one of these guys down. I start by taking a chicken thigh and I'm going to peel off the skin. Chicken thighs get such a bad rap that they're the unhealthy meat, but if we separate them into their individual parts, we can really maximize how we use them. So once I've peeled the skin off, I'm going to debone this thigh and I'm going to start by using my finger. I start by scraping that meat off of the bone and then I start digging my finger between the bone and the meat. Once I've got a little pocket there, I can take my knife and I can slice down to the cutting board and release one side of the bone. Then I'll hold the chicken thigh down with one of my hands and then I'll begin pulling away the bone until I can cut the entire thing away. The bone will go into one bowl. That'll be our stock pot, and then the meat will go into another. Let's take a look at this one more time. First thing we're gonna do is peel away that skin. That's what we're gonna use for our schmaltz. Then we're going to debone the thigh. Use your finger to start peeling away that meat. Create that little pocket between the bone and the meat, just large enough that you can take your knife in between that and slice down to the board, releasing one side. And sometimes when you pull the bone away, you can pull it away without even using your knife. Then I'm gonna double check my chicken thigh. I found a little extra piece of cartilage that I'm going to cut off and I can put that on my stock pot. And this is looking like a good chicken thigh. So I'm going to continue on with the remainder of my thighs, but then I like to do a second pass. So if you'll notice, this chicken thigh has a little line down the middle of it. I'm gonna cut it off. And now I'm left with two pieces. One is a very gorgeous, almost chicken breast looking piece of meat. I'll set that in one bowl, and then that other scrap, this is gonna be my stir-fry meat. So I'm gonna cut that into little bite-sized pieces, and I can use this in a lot of Asian dishes as well. So once again, I'm gonna check that piece of meat. I found a little piece that I could just pull off and put in that scrap bowl. And then I'm gonna cut off that little, very thin piece of meat. Now I have a very consistent sized piece of chicken thigh that I can use for grilling, for baking, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So this is how I like to cut up my chicken thighs, and I'll show you guys in a later video what I like to do with each one of these. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at our schmaltz. So I'm gonna take all of those chicken thighs and I'm gonna put them in a pan over low heat and I'm gonna cook them slow until the fat begins to render out. You can see that we're starting to crisp up more and more, and I'm just gonna keep going nice and slow until I can pour out about a cup of that chicken fat. And this is called schmaltz. And this is absolutely amazing for stir-frying vegetables, but also baking. Using this in biscuits and pie crusts makes savory dishes so good. The other thing we're gonna take a look at are those chicken skins. So I'm gonna pour those out onto a paper towel to drain, and then I'm gonna hit them with just a little bit of salt and also a little bit of barbecue spice. And now what I have is basically BBQ chicken rinds. And these are absolutely delicious and a great low-carb alternative if you're trying to stay away from those. So the last thing we're going to do is make a bone broth. And I'm just gonna use whatever I have lying around the kitchen. So I'll start with 2 onions, 1 onion, okay, 2 onions. I had some celery, as well as some carrots. Now we always buy the baby carrots. They're pre-washed, pre-cut. I love when I don't have to do the work. As far as herbs, I had some thyme as well as oregano lying around, and it wouldn't be a stock without garlic. As far as putting this in the Instapot, I'm just gonna toss it all in there. I'm just gonna break it up so it fits, put a nice rough chop on there. I'm really not too concerned. Then I'm gonna add about a gallon of water up to my Instapot's fill line. And then for seasoning, I like salt, black peppercorns, and a secret ingredient, apple cider vinegar, which helps to extract the minerals from the bones, and it just creates such a nutritionally potent broth. So I'm gonna set my Instapot for an hour, and then once it's done, you're gonna see that we have an absolutely gorgeous golden chicken stock, and this stuff is amazing. So I'm gonna run it through a mesh strainer, and as I do, you can just see that color. If you get chicken stock from a carton, it just doesn't look like this. Now, if you don't have an Instapot, you can always simmer it on a stove anywhere from an hour, and I've gone all the way up to 8 hours, and it's had no effect on it. So I hope you guys have seen just how many different things you can make with a 10-pound pack of chicken, and we haven't even touched the meat yet. So I hope you guys can tune into my next few videos so I can show you everything you can do with those chicken thighs. Enjoy.